What's up, traders? Today is Tuesday, October 25th, and this is your pre-market outlook. As you see on the screen, the futures are down slightly, and but actually, I'm going to call it bullish for today. I'm going to show you why. Let's first look at what I have right here in the background is TQQQ for Nasdaq, and what I'm looking at is the daily chart. So. Uh, Calling your attention to the right-hand side of the screen here, on the MACD, it is curled up on the daily. That's the main thing. And also look down below. Look at the RSI. It is firmly up. Okay, it's one can argue that maybe as well as it's slightly oversold. Well, or I'm sorry, not oversold, overbought. But nonetheless, it is still up. Chaikin Money Flow is still up. Okay, and also the rate of change. This is in the upward direction, the red line here, the rate of change. So that's a daily. Let's zoom in a little bit and go to the 195 minute, which is half day. Um, and what you see here are the gray bars represent the pre-market trading on the half day 195 minute view. And as you see here, look at the MACD, it is firmly up right here, firmly up and firmly above the zero line. That is key. So the 195 minute is firmly up. Um, and when you look at the Chaikin Money Flow, it is going up right there. Okay. Look at the RSI, firmly on the strength side. It is nowhere even near or not even neutral, right? It is up. Okay. Now I want to call your attention to look at this area right here. You see that? You see how it is hugging or bouncing off of yesterday's resistance level that it broke towards the end of the day in the last hour and a half or so. It did break um, through the the resistance line, the black line, and it is hugging the line now, bouncing off of it. So what the key to this morning is going to be, can it hold that previously resistance line? Now it is support. Okay, can it hold support? I think it's got more than a puncher's chance of holding support because of the MACD is so strong right now. It is so strong. But I guess that just remains to be seen, doesn't it? So let's zoom in a little bit more to the 130-minute time frame. Still strong on the MACD, right? When we're zooming in, still strong in the RSI down below, still strong in the Chaikin Money Flow, holding support. And as you see here, let me zoom in a little bit more on the intraday so you can get a better view of it. As you'll see it's bouncing off of the support right now. It has to hold that support. You've got to hold it. If you do not hold it, oh, then now we're talking about going down further. I'm not saying crash, but you've got to hold support for this uh, rally to continue. Okay, that's what I'm going to be looking for this morning. Let's go on down to the 65-minute. And once again, MACD firmly above zero and staying there. You see that? It's just hovering and staying above zero since yesterday. Okay, so and just look at the rate of change here. That's strong. Okay, that's very strong. And so Chaikin Money Flow, everything is heading upwards. So the key, let me go ahead. Okay, let's minimize that. 65-minute. This is the far right, what you were just looking at. Here's the 30-minute. Here's the 5-minute. Okay, so um, calling attention to the 5-minute. Okay, see that? It's been bouncing off the support level. Here's the 5-minute EMA 50 red line right here. Let's see if it can. Right now, it's firmly above it. See that? It's going up. We still got about another 20 minutes to go to opening bell. I'm going to be all eyes on whether the 5-minute candles can stay above the 5 EMA. Okay? What I think could happen, if it cannot stay above it, it's going to push through it and come down and try to bounce off of this support line and see if it can hold that support line. If it cannot hold that support line, well, then we're going to potentially be going down to the next support level, which I believe is, let me draw that in. I can draw it in right there. Next support level, I'll choose the green color. I think it's here. Okay. Yeah, I think it's there. So, if it can't hold the black line, it's going to come down to that line. If it can't hold that line, well, then, okay, so notice how the green line that I just drew coincides perfectly with the 30-minute EMA 50 red line right here. See that? I actually I think it's going to try to bounce off of the 30-minute first, since the red line is curling up. It's going to bounce. It's going to try to bounce off the 30-minute SMA 50 red line first before it finds this green line support that I just drew. Okay, so that's how you game plan. Here's my overall thesis, though. I think it's going to hold for however way it does. I think it's going to hold, and I'm likely going to uh, place calls on the day. But I think it is going to dip some way, somehow this morning. It's standard garden variety pullback. You just need it. But because of what we saw in the MACD and the RSI, I'm going to look to get calls. So I'm going to let the market dip. And let's see how far it dips. And then I'm going to look for a pattern that it's going to bottom out. Okay. Um, a pattern of bottoming out, for example, would be I'm going to see bullish divergences in the RSI. Like this is the higher lows on the RSI compared to lower lows on the price action, for example. Okay, that's divergence. And that's when I'm going to look to get into my calls. So because I think the MACD and the RSI on the higher time frames, like the daily and the 195 minute, it's still too strong. It's too strong for me to consider the market a candidate to short right now. I wouldn't short into a strong bullish trend just yet until I would only start to short into a bullish trend when I start to see negative bearish divergence between price and RSI, meaning price is going higher and higher and higher, but RSI is going lower and lower and lower. Okay, or the MACD, until I start to see firmly, for example, like on a larger time frame, like the 65-minute, like for example, right here, this is basically flat, which is actually good because it's firmly above zero, right? It's flat, so that means it's holding in the positive for a long time. That's very bullish. But once I start to see the, the right side being much lower than the left side here, okay, it's going to go down. That's bearish divergence now. But right now, I'm not seeing bearish divergence. So they are not a candidate to short. So that's basically what I've got for you guys today. Good luck trading.